episode
Yeah, man.
because we're talking about Jaws, which happens to be my favorite movie and has been since I was probably 5 or 6.
Okay.
Which might explain a lot about me personally.
I'm starting to see it. No.
Yeah, you don't say. Why I was watching Jaws when I was 5 or 6, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, we all get our hands on cassette tapes at a certain point.
Well, no, my mom would just put it on because I loved it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I would watch it all the time.
Well, I mean, the movie Airplane has bare, full-on exposed titties in the middle of the screen during when the plane starts going down. So
I don't remember
that's
that.
only PG.
It's been a long time. Well, this is PG too.
I'm saying, in that I put it at the video store, and I'm like, okay, and then the plane's going down, and some lady with her breast starts running across the screen. I'm like, well, I guess I better take this out. I don't know what's in here.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It's I feel like it's a distinctly American thing because my parents were really strict with what I watched growing up, but it more so focused along like swearing and sex scenes. Mm-hmm. Like violence was 100%. Just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, really?
You know, I mean, that's every show in the 80s we watched with the A-Team and everything.
Yeah,
it was all,
real.
I mean, nobody got shot in the A-Team. They all just, they shot at the ground and then everybody surrendered. But I mean, it's still war shit, you know, guns and explosions and shit like that. This is a giant shark eating people gruesomely. And it's like 5-year-old me was like, they don't swear that much. And, you know, there's no sex in it. So fuck it, put it on.
That's why I think that's why my nephew was watching Sharknado so much. Like my sister was just like, well, there's no real sex or anything in this. So, and it's outlandish, but I mean, there's still sharks eating people at the end of the day. So
yeah, I feel like that's less impactful because Jaws is a scary fucking movie.
I'm telling you right now, the scenes, like, I didn't realize, like, when they actually show the shark in this, it is the angles they go at, and it is terrifying.
Yeah. This was there's 4 main movies that crafted my childhood and subsequently my adulthood, I suppose.
Fair.
It's this. There's The Monster Squad, which I watched about 1 million times.
Fair.
There's Spaceballs.
Okay.
Which I also watched about 1 million times, which I should not have been watching that young, probably,
no,
but
maybe not.
I was.
Still.
And there was a movie called Disorderlies that starred the Fat Boys.
Yeah, Fat Boys, man. Yeah, man.
Which is a really obscure movie that I don't think anybody else actually remembers, but I've seen it about 300 times.
Let me tell you, I put this on cable like probably a year and a half ago. I was just watching it. I'm like, wow, that is really 90s.
Yeah. And so it's those 4 movies. And then, you know, the other ones like Back to the Future, I watched a bunch. And, you know, the typical stuff. But it was those 4 movies in specific, which were like my favorite movies.
Fair.
And that sort of kind of explains a lot, I think.
No, for real. I mean, I mean, I'd say probably Predator, Police Academy, and I had to go Jurassic Park. That'd probably be the top 3 that really, you know, like you're saying though, like Indiana Jones and Back to the Future, everybody really watched, but like, those 3 were like,
well, see, I couldn't watch Predator because they swore too much.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Fair.
So I didn't see Predator. I'm talking like between the ages of like 5 and 8.
Okay.
Those were my favorite movies.
So you weren't putting them in, your parents were basically.
Those were the movies that I would beg my parents to pop in so I could watch and they could, you know, not tend to me for a while.
I remember there was one movie called Waltz Across Texas, which is not anything I'd watch. But my dad was like, oh yeah, there's a dinosaur in it. So like I just kept sitting there waiting for the dinosaur while he watched his movie. But man. Anyway, keep going.
So anyway, I've seen Jaws about 800 times.